Hey guys, what's up? How you doing, man? Scott Lennox here. Thanks very much for clicking into the channel. We appreciate you guys very much. So today I'm in the garage, and you can see behind me my rod rack. And most of you guys have rod racks in the garage. If you have rods like I do, I got probably 30 rods we use for different types of stuff. Some are years old that we don't use much anymore, but we want to keep them for sentimental value or just the chance that we might pass them down to my son or something like that. But I got a ton of fishing rods here in the garage, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap out this old foam rod holder that I've got on the wall. It's worked fine. You know, it's been one of those kind of things where it's been okay, but a couple of problems with it that just I don't like, that I'm going to take care of with this new rod rack that I've got. I'll show you in just a second, but here's the problems I'm having with this thing. So the foam is starting to really wear out. Rod doesn't stay in there anymore. There's several of those places along the way, so those are pretty useless spots. And then the other problem I've found with rod racks like this is all of the reels end up in the same spot. Generally speaking, you're going to find that your reel handles are a certain length, and then all the reels, when they end up in this rod holder at the bottom, end up in the same place, and the reels just don't have enough space to work. So what happens is you have a reel, and then you have to have an empty space because you just don't have any room to put another rod in there. So I'm going to take this and make it look a little bit different. All right, so I'm going to change this rod rack situation up with this new product that I was given. Plusinno has a couple different rod rack versions, and what I really like about this one is the versatility with the mechanism that holds the rod in place. Rather than what you've seen here where you've got the two-part rod rack where you've got top and bottom, the bottom where the rod butt actually rests, you just sit that there and then you push it into some sort of mechanism at the top that holds the rod in place at the top. Problem with those is they're kind of crammed together and you don't have any movement up or down with the rod because of the butt being in the bottom bracket. The great thing about the Plusinno is the mechanism here allows for the rods to move up and down because you can hold them anywhere you'd like along the blank. I'll show you that once we get it installed. It's really, really easy to install. All you really need is a cordless drill, a couple of drill bits, just one drill bit really, and a hammer to be able to tap those wall mounts in, and that's it. So let's get started. Plusinno, this is the 2-pack. There's 9 rods per rod holder, so this will get me 18 rods up on the wall, and if I like it, I'm going to get a couple more so I can just go all the way across. Everything you need for this comes in the packaging, obviously. You've got some screws. If you have studs that you can screw into, you don't need the drywall mounts. I'm probably going to land someplace where there's not going to be a stud, so I'm going to put the drywall mounts in. Here's a really simple instructions. Don't even know if you need those if you're mechanically inclined. And basically, here's the rod holder. So super cool thing about this is the mechanism here, there is no bottom, right? There's nothing to put the rod butt in to rest it in. You actually use the rod holder mechanism here. And basically what you do is you flip this up, it pinches the rod in between the mechanism and the spring against the wall, and that's it. That way you can adjust up and down, so you can have more space at the bottom for your reels to be able to fit, because you can stagger them up and down by a couple of inches and fit everything all the way across. We'll show you that in just a little bit, but first thing I'm gonna do is take these old rods down. I'm gonna get the wall all set up for the new stuff, and then we'll get this thing installed pretty quickly and get these rods hanging. All right, got my wall cleared off. I'm going to leave this one down here on the end because I've only got space for 18 rods right now. And if I like how this works out, I'm going to get at least one more, maybe 2 more to be able to fill this wall out. But now I can show you exactly what's going on with this foam. This foam is starting to dry rot. It's breaking apart now as I pull rods out of it. So I just got to get rid of this because these are going to start to go bad eventually too. And like I say, it's just real not convenient for how those rods end up sitting. I think this rod rack's going to work out way better. I'm going to try and make these match up kind of where we were before. See how lucky I get as far as placement goes. I'm sure I'll be able to get 1, but if I could get 2 out of it, that'd be great. And we'll go ahead and get these holes drawn. Get those wall mounts in there. Screw this bad boy up, and it's really quick and easy. All right, I did forget to mention at the top that if you want to make this nice and level, you're gonna want a level and a pencil. Since I've taken down this old one, I'm gonna use one of the old holes. No sense drilling all new holes, so I'm gonna use one of these old holes, line that up, level this thing out, draw the holes, and then drill for placing these anchors. All right, got my holes marked. Just as simple as a 1/4-inch drill bit. Drill these holes out, put these drywall anchors in if you need them, and then screw this thing up, and then we're done. All right, man, that's it. You can see how this mechanism works. Here's how it's going to go. You're going to take your rod, put it where you'd like in position, lift up the lever, and that's it, man. It's going to hang just like that. The pressure from the spring is going to press it against this bar, and then everything will be set. And then if I want to, where I've got reels all lined up across the bottom, I can stagger them so I can fit all the rods across nice and evenly. Let's get this other one set up, show you what it looks like. All right, so there we go, man, all done. That took me 15 minutes tops, and that was taking all the rods out, taking the old rod racks down, installing the new rod racks, and putting all the rods back in. Really quick project. I've got a nice open wall here to be able to do this, so but it was really, really easy, and I really like this rod rack. It is a nice rod rack. Like I told you at the top, I'll give you a little bit more detail on how this works. So where we had before, we had these bottoms that sit in. That's where the butt of the rod would sit. And then up at the top, your conventional rod rack, you push the rod blank into these holes. These are all dry rotted, not working quite as well as they should have. I've even got a couple where it didn't work at all because it was really torn and just not very practical. They're getting even more dry rotted as they get older. This rod rack should never dry rot. It's all plastic, metal on the inside for the springs, and we have the versatility of being able to stagger these reels. So I'll start as low as I want to go over here, and then the next one I can move up 6 inches, and then the next one I can move up 8 inches, and then the next one I can move down where I've got some more space, and so on along the rack, so I can fit 9 rods with reels all the way across this wall. And then over here I've got some that don't have reels on them. Those all fit perfectly. I'll get one more of these to put right here, and I'll be done. I'll have 27 rods and reels across this wall, and it'll be really, really great. Looks great. I've got them organized by inshore, flounder fishing, that kind of thing. Kristen likes hers by color, so the pink ones are all together. But that looks really, really nice. And I had rods laying in the corner over here before because they just didn't fit with the reels bumping into each other around this area. Now they all stagger really, really nicely, and everything fits on the wall. So real happy about that. Looks awesome. There we go. Many thanks to Plusinno for sending me this rod rack. They must have seen one of the videos where I came and got the rods and been appalled by how they looked before, but they look great now, right? Everything fits perfectly on there. You can stagger those reels so you can fit everything all in the same rack. Really recommend this thing. This is the 2-pack. They also make a 1-pack version. They might even make them with, 6 holders instead of 9, that sort of thing. But I'm going to put a description down below where you guys can get 20% off of these if you want. I'm not getting any kickback from that. They were just nice enough to send this to me, see how I like it, give it a shot, and then recommend it or say it's trash, but it's not. I really like this. And they'll give you 20% off if you hit the link below. And like I say, nothing's coming toward me other than a rod rack. So there you go, man. Plusinno rod rack 2-pack. 2 thumbs up from Lennox. Like always, hit the social media, man. iFishingOC on Instagram, Fishing OC on Facebook. fishingoc.com for the nightly fishing report, deadly-tackle.com for all of the gear. Not some of this stuff, but you know what I'm talking about. See you next vid.
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something.